welcome to my channel. I am Franchesca Treasure, and in today's video we're going to be talking about feminine hygiene and every single thing that you need to know in details. So I'm taking my time with this, and the overall tip 001, more important than anything else, will be to fall in love with how you look down there, how it looks down there. Basically your coochie and the appearance of your coochie, regardless of hyperpigmentation, discoloration, ingrown hairs, whatever it is, it's yours. You have to live with it, you have to deal with it, and you have to be happy with it. And because you can never really take good care of something that you're not in love with. That's just the truth, that's a fact. So if you want to give yourself the best care at home or professionally, you should just fall in love with what you look like, and every other thing will follow. To be honest, it's not that hard. It is not that difficult to take good care of yourself, but you have to be in love first. So stay tuned, because every single tip in this video, there is no hierarchy to how important each and every one is. Each and every one is very important. So stay tuned, let me give you all the tea. Hi, I'm happy you stayed. So I'm going to be giving a couple of tips, but I want to go in order of how you would typically take good care of yourself, you know, in the appropriate order, right? So the first thing I know for a lot of women is that a lot of women suffer from ingrown hairs and hyperpigmentation, discoloration, basically, where most probably your vulva and vagina area is maybe the darkest part of your body. So you're a little bit tensed about it, which you shouldn't be, because it's normal. But this is not a, you know, love yourself speech type thing. This is health tips. So I'm going to talk about removing the hair. Basically, we all know that the best way to get rid of the hair is waxing, right? But just in case, you know, because not everybody can tolerate the pain of waxing, you can use hair removal lotions, but don't, just cut out the whole shaving stick process. Trust me, that is a recipe for ingrown hairs and constant problems. Just stay away from the stick, okay? And if you must, you just can't do without using a shaving stick, then please use 5 blades. They are very rare and they are the most expensive type. 5 blades. I don't know if there's any more than 5, but 5 is good because it's going to give you the opportunity to take lesser swipes on your skin, right? So after that, if you are waxing, for example, you've decided to go the waxing route, but then maybe you are too busy, you can't meet up with your waxing appointment, and you're going to be late on it, and you don't want, you know, the hair to be too long. What you should do is get yourself professional scissors. This is actually used in barbing shops and salons for hair, but you can use that to basically trim until you're ready to, you know, book an appointment and go and wax in the salon. I personally know how to wax myself, so that saves me a lot of hassle. Like, if I can't go, I wax at home, period. But I mean, not everybody can do that, but you could trim until your appointment. Or you can opt for hair removal lotions, which is the least likely to give you ingrown hairs, right? Very good. I personally would use that if I ever had to use that hair removal lotions. I'll use this because it's for sensitive skin. So if you can't get this particular brand, then just look for any brand that says sensitive. That's the tip number 1. And tip number 2 will be, if your hair removal lotion is quite harsh, like it stings, what you could do is put it on in the morning, maybe leave it in for like 5 minutes, wash it off as much as you can, you know, get rid of. Then in the evening, do it again, and then you'll be good to go, you know, after using it twice, you'll be very good to go. Instead of, waiting. It's not, and you're like, oh, it's not up to 15 minutes yet, but it's burning me, and you're still waiting. Don't do that. That's just is unnecessary pain that you don't need to go through, okay? Oh, and also please, whichever method that you use, have to use, always use an after bump lotion, either after bump lotion or aloe vera or after waxing oil, anything that is going to soothe the fact that the skin has just gone through some stress. Use anything, and also to prevent bacterial infection, even if it's pseudo cream, anything anything of your choice from the options. Tip number 2 will be washing, the entire washing process. So I personally love taking showers. Like, I just love it so much and everything. But one thing that I learned from my gynecologist was that soap, anything that lathers, it causes dryness down there. And the skin in between your thighs and your vulva area, like the V line, you tend to notice that there's sometimes a lot of dryness and scaling. And everybody knows that you can't necessarily use your body lotion in your around your vagina area. So you leave it, and next thing you know, you start having scaly skin down there. So I'm going to give you a tip for that, how to get rid of that. But anyways, one thing you should do is use warm water, no soap. Just avoid soap. But for those people who say, oh my God, I can't not use soap, like I don't feel like water will leave me scenting good. Okay, fine, no problem. Just stick to Fem washes. This is the one I use, and it also says sensitive. Look for one that says sensitive and one that doesn't have fragrance in it, because those ones that have fragrance, I don't know what's even wrong with all of you. Why you guys are trying to smell like roses and lavender? Come off it. You're a grown woman and you're supposed to scent like a grown woman. I didn't say you should smell. You're supposed to scent like a grown woman. Allow your natural scent be your natural scent. Embrace what you smell like, what your natural fluids smell like, but keep clean and dry by just rinsing off constantly, or use soap-free Fem washes, but don't be out here trying to use all these crazy Western products from God knows where, and they just slap on this. See, if you know anything about the industry, is that they lie a lot. They'll tell you, oh, there is no hydraulic in it, there's no this in it. It's a lie. Everything is inside. They're coming for your life just because they want your money. So try to stay away from using so many products. Allow yourself, to be yourself. You get me? I know you get me. Anyways, tip number 3 will be steaming. I'm going to be practical with this step. Stay tuned. Tip number 4 will be waxing. Mind you, like I said, sometimes I actually do my vagina steaming and waxing at home myself. So I know the entire process. Tip number 5. Ooh, this is the real TMI. I'm sorry that I have to go into personal topics, but we're adults. I hope we're all adults. Well, this tip will be about your sexual life, basically. Anyways, before and after you have intercourse, you have to do some sort of self-care whatsoever. What I advise you before any form of, intimate relations will be to ask your partner very politely to please wash their hands. Everybody's hands have germs. That's not big news. Everybody has, germs on their hands. So just nicely ask. So you guys should both wash your hands before fondling and fiddling with your coochie. Anyways, you should do that just for hygiene purposes, and after intercourse, please wash off. Just stand up and go wash, okay? You don't want to, leave fluids there that would later lead to bacterial or viral infections or whatever. So try your best to always keep up to that. And also, after a sweaty day, no matter how tired you are, as long as you had a sweaty day, no matter how tired you are, even if you don't shower, just go and use water to just, rinse off down there and dry off. At least, because there's nothing wrong with sweat, to be honest. But when it stays on the skin and there's friction and it becomes dirt. That's what happens. And that dirt is somehow going to find its way up your vaginal tract. Is that what it's called? Your cervix? What are these terms? It's going to find its way up the hole and cause hormonal imbalance or whatever. Don't be dirty. You get the point. I actually lost track now of what number we're on. Maybe 6 or 7. I don't know. But anyways, for those people, it's solidifying. The room is cold. For those people who, like I previously in tip number 2, I was talking about how you might be dealing with scaly skin and all of that, and you feel like you need to moisturize the skin of your vulva. What I would definitely say will be use coconut oil, natural coconut oil. I turned coconut oil into a baby oil jar, bottle, and that's how I use it. It is so good, to be honest. It smells good. It's natural. It doesn't cause, it doesn't disturb your pH balance or doesn't lead to irritation whatsoever. And it leaves you smelling good all day, to be very honest with you. Even if it's just a little that you use just to moisturize the skin and make sure that you don't have any flakes or scales, dead skin or whatever. Waxing also takes off dead skin. And sometimes, try to avoid sugar scrubbing. I heard that is very terrible, like having sugar around your vulva and vagina area. I heard it's very terrible for your vaginal health. I didn't go into, in depth into studying about that, but I heard it's not good. So, just stay away from that. If you must use a scrub, try to use things that are natural. Just let all these Western products let them just sit down in one place. Because I'm telling you, a lot of these companies are just capping, like they just lie, and they don't give the most healthy ingredients that is safe for your vagina. But they can get away with it, so why not? Try your best to stick to natural products. They are the best. Traditional products, those ones that they tell you, some people say, it's too local. It's too local. I don't like to use it smelling. That's the one that is good for you. The word is enough for the wise. Try to use natural ingredients and things like that, right? So the next tip will be food. This one causes a lot of arguments. People just argue, this food is good for your vaginal health. That one is good. This one is good. This one is good. There's just so much information out there, and you don't know which one to follow. But I'm only going to be talking about what has worked for me in the past and what I currently use, which will be, I have 5 fruits, I would say, that I noticed give me very nice scenting and good vaginal health type situation, which would be number 1, cranberry juice. Very popular, everybody knows this. Drinking cranberry juice. You can say pineapple juice, but I personally just eat the pineapple because I really love pineapples. Pineapple is very good. It actually leaves you, smelling and tasting good. Watermelon, amazing. You could blend it. You can blend watermelon and drink it up. Amazing. Then tiger nuts. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but the powdered version of tiger nuts, basically grinded tiger nuts, is sort of like a replacement for milk. They use it as a replacement for milk on dairy products that everybody says is not good for us. So You could replace with tiger nuts, and that is also amazing for your vagina. You would notice that your discharge is even different color, probably different scent. When you use any of these fruits and juices that I just talked about. And last but not the least, dates. Dates are so good. You could use it when you want to make like a shake, milkshake type of thing, or a blend of fruits type of thing. Please add dates. Dates are also amazing, especially in tiger nuts. You could, blend your tiger nuts with dates and maybe almond milk. Fantastic. It would taste so good, and you're going to be very pleased with how your discharge will look after. And scent. So this tip that I'm going to be talking about right now, this one is professional self-medication. So this is very personal to me, but every time in the past that I've ever had to go to the gynecologist about an infection type of thing, it has always been yeast infection. Always. Because back in the day, I had terrible diet. My diet was so bad. I took sugar on a very high key. So all the time, I would always end up with yeast infection. I'm always very careful with bathrooms, to be honest. My toilet is so clean, guys. My toilet is so clean because I'm so scared of UTIs, urinary tract infections, and everything. So so the only thing that I'm very prone to was yeast infection. So I started self-medicating because this is the particular drug. It's something you actually insert into your vagina, I think, for 5 to 7 days, and it cures yeast infection. So now, if I just notice any form of itchy or any weird discomfort, I'll just go and buy it and start using it because I already know this is what my problem is. This is always what my problem is. So, and if you're like, I feel like this particular one is too much, like it's TMI. Basically, after, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, you can self-medicate and that's okay, baby. Habibi. Okay. Now, I was going to talk about something. What was I going to talk about? Oh, anyways, I'm going to talk about panty liners, right? So this is a very huge mistake that I used to make before. I used to use panty liners all the time, and the way I looked at panty liners was basically sort of changing my underwear. Because, for example, just imagine you have to be outside the entire day. You are outside, and obviously you use the bathroom, you use the toilet, yada yada yada, and all of that. You can't just, using the same pants. I'm not very comfortable with it. So what I used to do is that I could take up to 6 panty liners in my bag. Every time I go to the bathroom, I'll change my panty liner, and it would just be like I just changed my pants because it was just fresh, brand new. My actual panty is clean. I just threw away the panty liner and I'm using a new panty liner. So it was very convenient for me. But my gynecologist actually told me that panty liners are not good because it's sort of holding moisture, and because you discharge all day long, right? So it's holding moisture, and then it's almost as if you are wearing a wet pants. So if you don't change the panty liners frequently, it's like you are wearing a wet pants, and wet pants is not your friend. Wet pants will leave you infected, to be very honest. So I had to actually reduce or literally stop using panty liners and all of that. But I really loved the times when I was using it because I was changing it, to be honest. I was changing it often, so I was always clean and dry down there. But anyway, since the gyno said it wasn't good, I had to stop. And I only use this now towards the end of my period, like we all do. But also, one thing I'm going to give you a tip about when you use public bathrooms. Okay, very well. When you use a public bathroom, obviously, like at home, you are comfortable, you sit down on the toilet, you use water, you clean up, everything fresh, everywhere choked, smelling good, nice. But in a public bathroom, you can't even sit down to begin with. So how do you clean up? Okay, let me tell you what I do. I take wet wipes, right? But then again, because almost all wet wipes have fragrance in it, and I really don't like that whole and using any sort of perfumed thing around my vulva. What I do is that I take a wet wipe, I rinse it in the sink, rinse it, squeeze any product that is in it, and just put water on the wet wipes. Then you go into the bathroom, you pee, use the wet wipes that already rinsed wet wipes to clean. You throw away the wet wipes, you use tissue. Hard tissue paper is the best. Use it to make sure you clean dry, and then you wear your panties, you're good to go. To be honest, that's like tip number 1000, is the best way to stay fresh all day. Anytime you have access to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, take wet wipes, do all of that. If you do that up to 3 times during the day, 4 times if you are out all day, you are going to be out and fresh down there. Do you understand? So you don't have to come back home and your pants is not smelling good at all. That's tacky, really. So these are all the things that every single woman should know, to be honest, and try to adapt to. Like I said in the beginning of this video, you cannot take care of something you don't love. Fall in love with your coochie. You need to fall in love with your coochie before you expect anybody else to do that. Anyways, and you are going to have very good vaginal health. In my channel, I would like you to, just glance through and see the different types of video contents that I have, and anyone that rocks your boat, indulge me, watch, comment, and let me know what you love to be seeing on my channel. And also, please comment what you use. Just indulge me with that. I would really love to learn from you as much as you've just learned my secrets. I'd love to learn from you as well. And it was so fun for me to make this video. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Ask me any questions if you need to. Best in the comment section. And I'll see you in my next video, baby. Mwah. Signing out, Franchesca Treasure.